Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I will be doing your money, wealth, finance, prosperity, abundance reading for the month of March 2021. Okay, we're already getting kind of a sloppy shuffle there, Virgo. If this is your first time catching one of my readings, I do want to say welcome, and I invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month, and I would love to share your money message with you. For the readings this month, I will be using my Groovy Weight Tarot deck, one of my all-time favorites. I will clarify as usual with my Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot, and then I will close out your reading, Virgo, with a intuitive life coaching oracle card. I think that's it for the intro. Let's go ahead and get right into it, Virgo. All right, Virgo, already I'm starting to feel like there's a little bit of, it's like you feel the need to do something, right? You know, sometimes, me being a Virgo, I totally understand this. Sometimes we're very much like, we feel like we have to do something, or we feel like we have to be taking action. And sometimes it's really hard when we're not doing that because we feel like, okay, we probably should be doing this. And that's what I'm picking up. And let's see what the cards say because, because I'm feeling that. I'm really feeling that, Virgo. All right, so what do we need to know for the sign of Virgo as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of March 2021. All right, Virgo. So you do have some new opportunities coming. However, like I said, you know how we feel obligated to be taking action. Looks like the first week of March probably won't be the best timing for that. And not because we can't, but there's still some things that we don't know. And we're really going to have to wait until we get more information, or if we're more educated, or if we, maybe there's other people, other contributing factors that just have not occurred yet. But the thing is like I can tell by this moon card here and the hermit card, we don't have enough information to really move forward and jump ahead, especially during this first week of March. But let's start here with the Ace of Wands. Now, the Ace of Wands is a brand new opportunity, or it's something that you already have in the works that's finally starting to pay off. It's finally starting to grow, prosper, increase. The thing with the Ace of Wands is this is something that's brand new, and it's something that you're really going to see develop over time. However, there's the word gestation period comes, and what I mean by that is like things will grow and things will develop and things will prosper, but it's going to do so in its own timing, and it's going to do so in its own way. And so part of what we have to do as Virgos is that we have to kind of just allow things to really take shape when they take shape. We can't rush it, we can't be impatient, and we just kind of have to trust it, and we just kind of have to accept it. Next, we got the Three of Swords in the reverse. Now, this is a good card to see in the reverse because it talks about some painful emotional blocks are healing and are being released, and some things emotionally that probably were getting in the way as it relates to your finances are finally starting to be dissolved. Now, the good thing about this is a card of healing, right? So if you had some emotional blocks that were kind of getting in the way of your creativity or getting in the way of your money flow, you will see those things slowly kind of, like I said, dissolve and break away. And now the energy is going to be free, and it's going to be able to flow, which is going to allow money to flow to you much easier. And the other thing is too, it really helps your mindset, because remember, money is all about the mind. And you really have to understand that sometimes we have to unlearn certain things, certain patterns of behavior. And the emotions are very highly connected to that. So it's about kind of reprogramming yourself for success, for increase, for money. Next, we got the Nine of Cups in the reverse. Now, this is a very positive card, even though it's in the reverse. In all of my readings, this is the Wish card. Now, the thing about the Wish card in the reverse means that maybe what we're wishing for doesn't necessarily happen in the way or in the timing that we want it to, but it doesn't mean that it's not ever going to happen. It means that it's coming, it's just not being delivered in the way that we thought. So again, that goes back to being patient, and that goes back to understanding that there's probably still some things we need to tweak in order to make whatever it is happen, or make whatever it is, make the progress or make the product or do the business or whatever. So just understand that, it doesn't mean that the answer is no. It just means that maybe the answer is not right now. All right, we've got the Moon and the Hermit. Remember, I talked about this. There's still something we don't know as it relates to our finances. So our best course of action is to sit and hold, or maybe sit and wait, or maybe just kind of take a step back and see what transpires before we make our next move. Don't be too anxious to take action. And I think that's probably what I was picking up on, is that this first week of March for Virgos, we're very anxious to do something. We feel like we should be doing something, like I said. And clearly the time right now is not to do anything. It's really to just, like I said, sit and hold, or give it the time that you can give it without anything messing up, and see what happens, see what transpires, see what comes up, because we don't want to rush anything, and we don't want to do anything unnecessarily or have to do something twice because we're just, too impatient, or we feel like we have to do something and get our hands in there. Let's see what shows up. Let's see what information is not revealed yet, and then we can figure out what our next steps are going to be and what direction we want to go. Again, this has a financial tie, so if you don't have to make this purchase yet, wait on it. If you don't have to pay that bill just yet, wait on it. If you don't have to give money somewhere to somebody, then hold on to it for a little bit longer. Let's see what happens. Let's see what shows up. Finally, we got the Four of Cups here. Four of Cups means that there's going to be multiple opportunities showing up, multiple, choices, but not all of them are going to be that exciting, and it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I see the offer. It's not the best, or it's not the one I was expecting, but, I guess it's better than nothing. It's kind of like that. So there could be some, money deals, money offers, money opportunities, business opportunities, investment opportunities kind of showing up in your direction, Virgo, but not all of them are definitely going to ring your bells, so to speak. So just use some discernment. Again, you don't have to say yes to anything. You don't have to feel obligated, to take part in something that may or may not work for you. But just know that energetically, that's kind of where things are. It's like things are kind of in a holding pattern, so to speak. And, sometimes the only thing to do in that type of situation is wait. Okay. All right. Let's see what else shows up for the sign of Virgo as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of March 2021. All right, this is interesting. As we move into the second week of March, Virgo, things definitely take a turn for the better. Things really turn around in your favor. You've got some unexpected good luck showing up for you. We do have some delays, though, with this Ace of Swords here. So let's start here. Wheel of Fortune, unexpected good luck, serendipity, being in the right place at the right time, running into the right people right when you need them. This is all good. Nothing negative about this card. This is one of my favorite cards in the deck just because it's so powerful. This is good luck energy coming your way, and it's going to hit you probably as a surprise. This is something very exciting, again, because we're talking about money. There's a financial connection to this. So whatever good luck thing happens here, it's definitely going to benefit you in some way financially. Now, it could mean a financial windfall. Of course, it could mean that. But it could also mean that maybe you save a bunch of money. Or it could be that maybe you are now going to receive a bunch of money, but maybe not that particular day. Maybe it's coming in a month, 2 months, whatever the case may be. But this is all good. Really, really, really good. Queen of Swords here. Now, the Queen of Swords is that eliminative energy. The other thing about the Queen of Swords is that she does not hesitate to cut things off when she sees that they no longer serve her. Sometimes people can misinterpret this as selfishness. I always interpret the Queen of Swords energy as very protective, right? You don't have to explain if something's not working, something's not jiving. Cut it off, cut the person off, cut the relationship off, maybe leave the job, whatever you can do in order to protect yourself, because usually this card means that there's something toxic and there's something that could be very, very harmful, and she's taking care of it before it becomes a problem. Again, because we're talking about money, there could be something here that you need to cut off and that you need to eliminate, because it could be harming you either in the short term, in the long term, or both. Next, we have the Three of Cups in the reverse. This is usually something of canceled events. Now, the Three of Cups in the context that we're talking about here is the celebration card. When it shows up in the reverse, that means there's an event, a party, something gets canceled, something doesn't happen. Usually nothing that you choose to do. Usually it happens as, unfortunate circumstances. Maybe something happened, someone gets sick, so the show can't go on, so to speak. But whatever it is, don't worry about it. But sometimes it's just disappointing because it's probably something you were really looking forward to, and for whatever reason it just doesn't happen. Things just don't go as planned, and it's something that we just can't control. Now, here is where we talk about either something of a false start or there's a delay somewhere. The Ace of Swords is the breakthrough card, but when it shows up in the reverse, that means that things just don't take off, and they just don't happen, like it was supposed to. The other thing about the Ace of Swords is that it means that sometimes something is literally blocking the breakthrough. It could be some legal stuff. Could be somebody just being stubborn, not wanting to cooperate. But whatever the case may be, there's something going on here where there's something blocking the progress. There's something getting in the way of things moving forward. Again, it could be like something tangible, like something literally, like, I don't know, a gate or a building or something gets in the way. Or it could be, like I said, legal stuff. And sometimes you just have someone who's just, holding things up because they want to be difficult. Whatever the case may be, this is something that we just have to work with it, within the confines of whatever the circumstance is. But the interesting thing is because it fell on the moon and it fell onto the Hermit, I have a feeling like this is related to this here. So remember, we don't have all the information we need, but we do get something. We do get something that tells us, okay, we're not able to move forward because of such and such reason. So let's see how this plays out, because I have a feeling this is not going to be like an isolated thing. This is going to be something relative to what we've talked about earlier. Now, we also have the Ten of Swords here, Ten of Swords in the reverse. This is a good card to see in the reverse because it means we've overcome some type of personal relationship challenge. Somebody probably was backstabbing. Somebody was being, and it's very interesting because I just went through this, and very clearly I can see the person who I believe backstabbed me. That's neither here nor there, but because I'm picking up on that intuitively, I have a feeling that some of you out there also probably dealt with someone who was backstabbing, and the good thing about this is like that person is no longer a threat. That person is no longer relevant to what it is you're trying to do as it relates to your work, as it relates to your business, and as it relates to your money and your finances. So whatever this person may have done or not done that was a low blow move to you, just realize that that person is no longer relevant and no longer even significant in the grand scheme of things. They are dismissed. They are gone, I guess. You know, I'm not saying something's going to happen to them, but my point is that you've already kind of seen what kind of person they are, and so you know where to place them in your life, which is basically in the not important category. All right, Virgo, let's continue on and see what else shows up for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. For the month of March 2021, I see a bunch of cards that just kind of flew out here, and I'm going to go with it. Okay, Virgo. All right, Virgo, so things are going to really, gonna get interesting once we move into the second half of March. Let's see what we're dealing with here. 10 of Wands in the reverse. I like that card in the reverse. This is the card of overwhelm and burnout. We're not there, you know. We're actually doing some things in a very healthy, balanced, grounded kind of way. You know, this is really, really good. Now, I know as a Virgo myself, we can get caught up in the overworking, you know, doing too much cycle, but we're really having some boundaries in place, and we're really kind of focusing on balance. This is very, very good. We also have the 10 of Cups in the reverse. This is another good card, just to a lesser degree. We're going to be celebrating. We're going to be happy, joyful, content. Maybe not to, you know, full capacity as we want, but we're still going to be very satisfied with our money situation as we move into the second half of March. Now, this fell onto the Wheel of Fortune. Remember, that's that unexpected lucky card. So it looks like we're still going to be dealing with little bits of that unexpected good luck as we move into the following week. Now, here's where we have to pay attention. We've got the Devil card. This is unhealthy attachments, unhealthy habits, could be addictions, could be bondage to something that is not really good for us. So we really have to be careful here, because there is an attachment to something, Virgo, that is not serving us, you know, in a very holistic, healthy way. Because we're talking in the context of money here, is there something you're attached to that is costing you? Is there something you're attached to that is costing you money, costing you time and stress, and maybe all of your attention, because you know every month you have to pay for whatever it is? I can think of something for me. As I'm doing these readings here, I'm thinking of something right now, looking at this card, that yes, there's a financial thing that I probably need to disconnect from, or something that maybe I don't want to disconnect from. I mean, it could be whatever. You're going to have to figure that out for yourself. Why? Because this could be something that could do some damage, maybe long term, or it could maybe be damaging to people around you. So pay attention to what it is that's costing you money that you probably need to break free from. Next, we have the Two of Pentacles. Now, Two of Pentacles talks about keeping everything in balance, also talks about really paying attention to the budget and really making sure that everything is accounted for and nothing gets lost, nothing gets missed, or nothing gets, you know, mismanaged. Pay attention to all the details as it relates to your finances. Next, we've got the Judgment card. This is a good decision being made. I'm feeling like you're making this decision, Virgo. You make a very good decision, and it benefits you, and it benefits your work. Now, when I talk about your work, I don't necessarily mean a job, although that could be for most of us. But work, whatever it is you do to bring in income, whether you work from home, if you are an investor full-time, if you're a student full-time, if you're retired, if you're on a fixed income, whatever it is that you do to bring in money, there's going to be something good. There's going to be a good decision made here, and it's going to affect you in a very positive way. Now, the Queen of Wands is a very grounded, stable energy. So whatever this good decision is that is affecting you financially, just trust and know that it's going to be a very solid decision that is made. And this is going to be something that you can rely on for the long haul. It's not going to be something flighty or something that happens temporarily. It's a very solid decision that really sets you up for, future stability. All right, so let's continue on, Virgo, and see what else shows up for you. As it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of March 2021. All right, Virgo, as we close out the month of March, things are going to feel very comfortable. Things are going to feel very good financially. I mean, we're going to be in a really, really good place. Now, the thing is that the Nine of Pentacles, this is one of my favorite cards because that's the card of luxury and also just feeling really, really enjoying what we have created for ourselves, right? Now, this doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be a trazillionaire, although that could happen. But it does mean that you're very, very comfortable and you feel very, very good and you feel very, very supported financially where you are right now. Now, it doesn't mean you have everything you want, but at the same time, you're not lacking for anything. You're not needing anything. It's like all your basic needs are covered. The people around you, the people you love and care about are also doing very well, and they're doing, they're not going without anything that they may need for their, survival or for their well-being. So this is a really good card. Next, we have the Emperor. Now, the Emperor is the card of control. Sometimes, when he shows up, he's a very, very, I don't want to say micromanaging, but I guess that would probably be the most accurate way to describe the energy of him. But sometimes control is good. It's like we don't ever want things. Okay, Virgo, I apologize. I'm not sure where my camera cut off. But I think it's probably time for me to get a new camera, and I don't know what the heck happened. Anyway, I think I was kind of over here talking about the Magician and us not really utilizing all of the tools available to us. We really need to re-examine what we have so that way we can create the life we want. Usually it's just a matter of being more creative, maybe out of the box thinking, or maybe just kind of reapplying what we already know, but just in a different way. There's nothing holding us back from the wealth and the money that we desire. We just have to figure out our own particular formula of how it's going to work for us. Next, we have the Six of Swords. Six of Swords talks about distance because this is in the reverse. This could also mean that there could be some canceled trips or delayed travel, or maybe there was a change, like a geographical change that was supposed to take place, and for some reason it doesn't happen. Now, this is not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes these types of changes or cancellations work out in our favor. Other times, it's just a matter of the circumstance, and there probably wasn't anything that you could do in order to prevent that from happening. So don't feel discouraged or disappointed about it. Just know that if some changes happen, especially, work changes, travel, geographical changes, relocations, they may not necessarily pan out at this time. Or if they do pan out, there's probably going to be some really significant changes to those types of relocation geographical plans. Finally, we have the Tower card in the reverse. Now, this is a very good card to see in the reverse because it means that the worst is over and the breakthrough and the rebuilding phase has already started. And I feel like this is happening for a lot of us Virgos. It's like we're finally kind of, clearing away the clutter, really getting some clarity about what it is we want to do next. And now we're kind of rebuilding. Maybe we've had some setbacks. Maybe there's been some financial things where our money had to go in a different direction than what we had anticipated. But it's okay because now we can really start from the ground up again and really reinforce what it is that we're trying to do. We really have the power to rebuild from a much deeper, stronger, better place. And, we have the vision, we have the wisdom, we have the experience to make that happen. Now, it may not be easy. There's definitely going to be some challenges here. But the good thing is like it's not going to be any worse than what it's already been. And really, when I look at what's going on in the month of March for us Virgos, it's really a month of just kind of sitting tight and then figuring out what our next move is going to be when the time is right for us. It's not something that we have to force or not anything that we have to stress over, but we do have to be patient and we do have to understand that sometimes we just can't do everything, when we want, how we want, or, with who we want. So overall, Virgo, I think the month, like I said, is going to be a month of waiting and really doing our best to be patient. And also really just kind of having some clarity about what it is that we're going to do. And not feeling like we have to do anything or that we have to control everything. But really just trusting the process and seeing what unfolds when the time is right. All right, so I mentioned I've got a brand new Oracle deck. This is called the Intuitive Life Coaching Oracle Cards. It's made by Kelly Smith. And she is a mind, body, and wellness practitioner. And she so graciously shared this deck with me, and so I want to share it with all of you. It's a beautiful deck. What I like about it is that it is very, very simple, and it's very, very direct. So, there's no guessing, there's no figuring out. You just read what's on the card. So we have card number 35, which is Healing with Nature. I love it. Your soul yearns to be outside in nature, around the healing waters, flowers, and trees. This is so beautiful, especially because we're moving into spring and the spring equinox. Virgo, get outside, connect with nature. I think it's definitely going to be something that rejuvenates your soul. So hopefully, for those of you who can go outside, you will take advantage of that opportunity sometime this month. All right, Virgo, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Again, I apologize for my camera kind of cutting out at the end. I'm going to piece these all together and hope that it works. But I want to thank you so much for choosing to spend this time with me. We'll definitely do it all again next month.